Hey y'all, good morning. I'm going to give this just a second for people to start hopping on. It's a little bit early, not too much, but I wanted to just have a quick chat before I start my very exciting day, our second day here visiting at Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds. Maya is in the shower and getting ready, and I just woke up like 20 minutes ago, so I'm kind of going live a little bit early. But I want to talk to you guys and just share with you about visiting Baker Creek yesterday. And I knew I probably wasn't going to be able to put a video up today. So I thought that I would share some of the things that we got to see yesterday and experience yesterday. And if anybody had any questions, I can answer them. So I see people are starting to pop on. Tell me where you're watching from. We are staying at, I guess the coffee pot is being loud behind me. So hi, Larson Family Homestead. Thank you so much. Good morning, Michelle. I saw a Facebook post from you this morning whenever I got on Facebook. Northeast Florida. So y'all are gardening in some sand down there, huh, Larson Family? I just woke up. I'm just starting to use my voice for the first time. It's kind of and I don't have moderators lined out for this live. I did this really impulsively, but yes, Chris, I've got some congestion going on. I have allergies during this time of year, so I always sound a little bit weird. I'm going to go bathe myself in some essential oils here in just a little while to make sure that I'm not getting sick. Good morning, April. Good morning, Roy, Shawneen, Diana. Wow, Diana from Sweden. Wow, that's awesome. Aw, Shelly, I love you too. Good morning. Good morning. I'm going to ask you guys that are coming in to keep an eye on the comments because I did this really impulsively. And normally when we do a live on a night, we have about 4 or 5 or 3 or 4 moderators to keep it civil. And I was hoping that maybe I was awake before the trolls. So, good morning. Hey, Ashley, my sweet friend. I just love you. I think I'm early enough that all of my friends across the pond are probably going to catch this. A lot of times if I do something in the middle of the day, they have to wait until it's their time to be awake to watch it. So we're at Baker Creek in Mansfield, Missouri. We're actually at a host home right now. A sweet employee has an apartment downstairs, and she's hosted us in her home. We had a really good night sitting by the fireplace looking through seeds. And so we have had such a good time. We got here yesterday and toured the grounds, got to go through the warehouses and see the picking line. And I have loved Baker Creek for a really long time. It's where I bought seeds for a really long time. But after seeing it, I just adore this company and I adore these people because it's so real. It's such a real community and a family that runs this. The way that they do their business is that everyone helps each other and you can just sense the community that's here. And I absolutely love it. Good morning. Oh, Cheshire Moon smiling. You know that I love you hand. Whenever I was a little girl, my mom used to draw that on my bag, my lunch bag every single day. So that's what we always do in my family is the I love you hand in sign language. Any seeds from Australia, Jody? Goodness. I want all the seeds. So I don't know. Is there anything great that I just need to grow? Gail, you got here just in time. I just haven't even started drinking my coffee yet. It was still brewing. So you're not late. I just started. So good morning. Good morning. I just see so many wonderful people. Good morning, Daniel. I get to see Daniel this weekend, guys. If you guys don't know who Daniel is, you might. If you've been watching our channel for a while, you've probably seen him on our videos. But he does all the music for our channel. He's one of my very best friends in the whole world. And he plays all of that beautiful acoustic guitar that you guys always comment on. That's Daniel. He just commented a second ago. And he's actually going to be with us this weekend after Thanksgiving. And we're going to have our Friendsgiving on Saturday. So, that I'm really, really excited about. I FaceTimed to Daniel last night, showing him the seeds that I got yesterday, and I was just so excited. So good morning. I want to say hi to all of you. There are a lot of you. I thought that maybe getting up here early, I didn't know if it was going to be very full chat. But if you have any questions at all about Baker Creek, put them up, write your questions in all caps so I can see them. I meant to grab, I'll be right back 1 second. Okay, I ran. So I got my whole seed catalog. I was going to show you that too. But if you have any questions about Baker Creek or about what we're doing, yes, PM me on Facebook, Jody. That would be really awesome. That way I can give it my full attention. Yesterday we got here in the afternoon and went into the seed store first, which was really, really neat. Of course, I'm videoing all of this, so you guys will see it. I got my pen right here. I actually have a pen and paper because I wanted you guys to tell me your like absolute favorite varieties while I'm here so that I can get seeds for them while I'm here. Thank you, Kate's Kitchen, for imploring people to give a thumbs up. That's super sweet. That does help. Whenever you guys do things like our videos or share them, or even just whenever you take the time to leave a comment, that tells YouTube that it's content that you're engaged in, and it helps our channels grow. So whenever you want to support YouTubers, like liking their videos and subscribing, like I'm really bad about forgetting to subscribe because the algorithm, you watch it once, you watch somebody's channel one time and it starts showing up in your feed. So I won't realize that I'm not subscribed. And I'll be like talking to somebody who's my friend and I'll go and be like, oh dang, I'm not subscribed to their channel. So no judgment. I totally know how that is. But yeah. Thank you for throwing that thumbs up and for subscribing. Stacy's Here We Grow Again said, I can't wait till we can start a homestead and grow 50% of our own food. Thank you. You want to donate what you give to shelters. That's really awesome. I found out yesterday that Baker Creek does some of that because they have all these gardens here and they use a lot of it in their restaurant. And then they do donate some of it. I thought that was really neat. So does anybody have any questions about anything that we're doing? I can answer any questions right now, but specifically if you have anything that you're curious about Baker Creek, I would really like to know before I go, because I'm going to be doing a lot of video today. Yesterday, I did a lot of exploring and picking my jaw up off the ground. So why do you have to get approved for a larger greenhouse? Okay, so there is a program that the USDA does to help small farmers. And if you've been farming for less than 10 years, if you have a deed to your land, so if you own your land, you can actually apply for a greenhouse and there's a grant program through the USDA that they will give you a greenhouse. So we have to get approved for it to be given to us. And they told us that in our area, of course, I live in a pretty small area of Arkansas. We're not in the county. It goes by county. And in our county, they said they've never had to turn anyone down because the grant was so large and the amount of people who were applying were so few that people typically got them. So we're really hopeful that we're going to get approved for that grant. It's a pretty extensive grant. It would cover a 30 by 100 foot hoop house, which would be like an unheated greenhouse, the fans that it needs, and also our irrigation. So it would put in irrigation. I water my garden by hand, which is insane. And so that would be a really big deal. So that's why we had to get approved for that. What do you absolutely love most about Baker Creek? For one, it started, I loved them just because their seed selection was like the bomb diggity, and also everything germinated. It did really well. It grew into, as I began to know the people, that the people behind it are sincerely fantastic people that really care. And that to me, I love to be faithful to a small business or a family business. They're getting big, but still literally yesterday, the owner of this company, Jer, who owns Baker Creek, who started this 20 years ago when he was 17, he's down there planting daffodil bulbs by the road with all the other gardeners that are on staff. with his daughter next to him. And so it's a family thing. I mean, this is not run by some big hotshot that doesn't actually care about what they're doing like they do. It's really, really neat. I don't know anything about Baker Creek in Connecticut. This Baker Creek does have some seed stores. Like this is the headquarters in Missouri where the owners actually live, where they have set up like a little town. It's where they do their festivals, so they have all their gardens. They do a lot of their trial runs and growing things in their original seed stores here. But I know they have one in Petaluma, California, and I believe there's one somewhere else, but I can't think of where it is off the top of my head. Is the greenhouse for all states? Yeah, that USDA grant thing is nationwide. So look into that. Look up USDA like hoop house grant. And if you get a hold of your like extension office or the ag office, we had to go get a farm number and then go through that. So let me go back here a little bit. This is the waiting music. Thank you, Kate's Kitchen. Kate, do you mind if I put you as a mod on this? I'm gonna put that just so since you're helping me out here, reminding everybody and doing the all caps thing. If you see anything ugly, if you don't mind grabbing that, I appreciate you so much. I don't know if they have had problems sending seeds to other countries. I'm not sure. I know they do. I've seen people tag me and stuff before that lived in other countries that bought seeds from Baker Creek, but that probably depends a lot of times on who it goes through in customs. When do they send out their catalogs? They just finished printing them on the 9th, and like they were sending these out. And actually, I got some of these to give away. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do that. I'll probably do at least like one on Instagram and one on YouTube. So this is mine, which I was like looking through last night and making my list for sure. So thank you for all. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, you don't have to pay the grant back. Oh, Jeremiah must be on. He's commenting back. So he was getting ready. Thank you, VW Family Farms. Go to the NRCS office in your county. I have not been handling this. This has been Maya that's been handling the grant thing, so I don't have all the informations. Someone said, "Am I gardener seeds? Did they germinate well for you?" Yeah, I've never had any problem with germination on Am I Gardener Seeds. I've ordered quite a lot of seeds from him, and a lot of them are growing in my garden right now, and I haven't had any issues. Yes, we have tremendous problems with fire ants around our raised beds, and I've tried just about everything to get rid of them organically. Our garden's just so big, and a lot of times what they do is they just move down the bed. I get them out of one area and they just go down to the other. In the past, that's the only thing that I've used. Like, I don't claim to have an organic garden, and I don't try to get it fixed. I don't spray anything at all that'll hurt pollinators. I don't spray anything at all, really. I mean, I'll tell people you can use neem oil and diatomaceous earth, but I honestly don't usually use those even. I like my garden to be entirely organic as far as my plants go, but I have put ant poison around the bottom, the little stakes in the past, just because my kids are also terribly allergic to fire ants. Like they get sick if they get bit by them very much, and Jeremiah is too. So I would love more suggestions on how to deal with fire ants. That's not something that I have figured out how to deal with well. That's not a catalog. That's an encyclopedia. Oh my gosh, this thing is so cool. The varieties. And here's another little cool fun fact. Jer, the owner of Baker Creek, he does most of this catalog himself still. He does all the design of this, reads all the articles. This is a labor of love. This company spends months working on this. And let me tell you a really cool story. Should I tell you this? It's going to be in the video. Okay, I'm going to tell you because I know not everybody will watch it on a live, and then you can see it on the video again, and you can be like, hey, I already knew that. You see the pink celery? So Jared and Emily adopted 2 children from China last year, and they went through all the red tape. It took a year, and they went to China to get their children. And hey, there's Doug and Stacy. Hey, do you recognize this place? Doug and Stacy, I heard that you stay here every time that you come. We're staying at an employee's house. And she's like, yeah, Doug and Stacy always stay here when they come. So pink celery, Jer and Emily went to China to get their babies, and they had some downtime, and they found this little seed market. And in it, they found the pink celery, and ended up like getting a hold of the company and ordering a supply of it. And so they went to China and got their babies and their pink celery and brought that back. So I'm trying to add, somebody added the link, and it's trying to hide it because it's a link. But yes, the people are giving information about the hoop houses over there if that's something that you're interested in. Yeah, it's an actual pink celery, Chris. It's because a lot of times whenever you get varieties of plants that are pink or red, it's kind of like pink or red over green. But this is actually a white celery. They were showing me it's a white celery that has pink that grows over the white. So it's a true bright pink. It's really, really neat. Another really cool thing that they were showing was oh no, this is not the free catalog. This is the whole seed catalog. And then they also send out a free catalog. This one I think is $10 or $8 or something like that. So if you go on and want to purchase the whole seed catalog, it's got lots of extras. It has like some of the really rare stuff, and it has a lot of articles and stuff in it about different varieties and different things. But they also offer a free catalog that anyone can get. So if you haven't ordered their catalog yet, it's been my like garden lifeline through the winter for a long time. I've been curling up with Baker Creek seed catalog all winter for years. Christine said, tell Daniel he has a beautiful voice. We need more men who are not afraid to use that voice to sing praise to the man who put this. Yes, actually, Christina, Daniel's coming to visit me this weekend, and he is trying to convince me to do a video of us singing for you guys. And so I'm thinking about it. So, we might do just a video of doing maybe a Christmas song or something like that. Megan Hernandez says, I've taken lots of your ideas and varieties and adapted to urban farming here in Cleveland, Ohio. City kids back to farming. Man, send me some pictures, Megan. I'd love to see that. Do I store my seeds in the fridge? No, I don't. And I would like to kind of maybe figure something out to store my seeds better, because they're just in a tub. I keep them in my basement, which stays relatively cool. It never gets probably over 70 down in my basement, or maybe even over 65. And we generally run a dehumidifier down there. So I think it's probably okay conditions. I'm trying to figure out something maybe better, but I don't have a fridge to store them in because I have 5 sons. So all our fridges are full of food. What is the deciding factor for you when deciding to save seeds or just order? I typically, like my tomatoes and stuff, I plant them so close together that I use little blossom bags. Oh, hey, it's time to wake up. I can't sleep late at all. Like I'm completely incapable of it. I wake up at 5:50 every morning, whether there's an alarm or not. Sometimes I hopefully set an alarm for 7, thinking, no kids, I'm going to sleep in. But you see, I'm here talking to you for the last 18 minutes instead of while my alarm goes off. So when I decide what seeds to save, my tomatoes are really close together, so I have to use little blossom bags over the blossoms to ensure that they don't cross-pollinate. Sometimes I'll save the seeds anyway, just for fun. But at this point, with the channel and with sharing as many seeds as I do, I really like to support small businesses. So I actually do save a lot of my seeds for my own personal growing, but I also still buy a lot of seeds, and I also still promote places because I think that the heirloom movement is so wildly important. I'm actually going to be talking a lot more about heirlooms and hybrids and all of these different things in coming, weeks and months, because in the winter, I think it's a good time to teach, since I don't have as much to show, and I want to talk about that stuff. But I think it's so important. So I do buy seeds sometimes that I don't even need, just because I want to support that. Because I believe if we, where we put our money shows where, our passions are. So I want to support those things. When do you start your seeds inside before transplanting them to your garden? I will start seeds in February is typically when I do that. And it might be a little different this year. I might play around starting some earlier since I'm going to heat my greenhouse. But typically I start them in February. And then our last frost is usually the end of March or the beginning of April. So typically you're looking at 6 to 8 weeks before your last frost is when you start things inside. And that has always been in an unheated greenhouse. Now I'm actually going to get some grow lights. We're going to hopefully get a hoop house. And so I'm doing a lot of experimenting as far as season extension goes this year that I've never done before. What is the best way to harden seedlings to bring them outdoors? I usually, and it might be different this year because the heated greenhouse, but we're going to have a couple of greenhouses. And probably what I'll do is step them down out of the heated one into the unheated one. And typically what I've done in the past is, one day I'll open the door for a couple of hours to the greenhouse and then I'll shut it. The next day I'll leave both doors open for a while and basically work those seedlings into having more exposure, bring them outside for a few hours one day, bring them outside. It's a pain in the butt. Like hardening seedlings off really is kind of a pain. You're moving stuff around a lot, but it's better than putting them all outside and them dying immediately. That's not good. The Grateful Sunnites. Good morning. Y'all, that's a good channel. If you do not follow the Grateful Sunnites, they're doing some sweet things over there, and I enjoy their videos. So if y'all want to go give her a follow, I love to bring channels to you guys' attention because there are so many good ones out there that don't get enough credit for what they're doing. I think Jeremiah is answering questions from the other room. He's not quite camera ready yet, so he's not up there. Does Baker Creek test their seeds for diseases? Absolutely. I had no idea what went into this. I knew they had a big operation, but I sincerely had no idea. They have an area where a person works full-time job with helpers, and all she does every single day is run tests on seeds. They have all these incubators, actually chicken incubators, but that's what they keep. And they're super sterile. Everything's super sterile. And they test the germination and test for, any sort of issues. They test their corns for protein. They test anthocyanine levels. They test all of these different things. And some of that's in this catalog that I was reading last night about their tests that they tested different corns for proteins. But they do extensive testing, and they don't sell seeds if they don't pass a certain level of germination. Like occasionally you'll get a pack from them that says overpacked due to low germination. And if it germinated at like 54%, they put double the amount of seeds in the pack so that you still get the amount of germinated seeds that you're paying for. So I think that's really neat. But yeah, they do a lot of extensive testing. Someone said 7 a.m. is sleeping in for me. Me too. Like I can't. I will put my alarm on for 7 or something, thinking I'm going to sleep in when I'm out of town, but it's not. Oh yeah, when y'all see these comments from Ruth Refuge Farm, that's Maya. He's in the other room. He's laying in the bed, I'm assuming. But yeah, he said I'm not a morning person. He's really not. I'm bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I wake up at 5:50, like no matter what, eyes open, and I'm not going back to sleep. Oh, I think I saw my mom. Hey, Mom. That's my mom. She said that she gave me a little heart. Do any Canadians know how to much? Okay. Reagan Malcolm is asking, and maybe some of you Canadian folks can answer. Do any Canadians know how much shipping is to Canada, and is it worth purchasing the big catalog? So maybe somebody can answer that question. So for those who just got here, we are in Mansfield, Missouri, or right outside Mansfield, Missouri. We are visiting Baker Creek Heirloom Seeds, their headquarters here in Missouri. We came up here yesterday. We spent the afternoon yesterday, and we're going to go up this morning. Yes, Fit Farmer, Mike and Lacey Dixon were here just not even a couple of months ago. It wasn't that long ago. And they did a lot of great videos. Mine are going to be a little more vloggy. Mike, I think, is better at interviewing than me. I get around people to interview them, and I'm like, hey, like I'm so, oh my gosh, how did I get this job? But yeah, like I literally, my videos are probably going to be like majority me walking around Baker Creek, like, because I was just giddy the entire time. It's just ridiculous. Oh, cool. That's cool. Emily Nicole said, I'm in Canada and I printed the Baker Creek seed catalog as a PDF. So that might be a good thing that you could avoid shipping altogether if you wanted to get it. One of the things that they just unrolled a couple days ago is free shipping on all orders. Like even if you order one pack, you get free shipping, which they actually lose money when they ship one pack free shipping, but they're hoping that it'll pan out in the long run. And so that's a really cool thing. If you've ever needed one pack of seeds before, like, oh, I realized I didn't have this one thing. That's a really cool thing. But also just whenever, even if you're spending $100, it's nice to get the shipping for free. Someone said Baker Creek seeds really can't be rivaled. I agree. Yeah, you get free seeds with every order. So I got a bunch of seeds yesterday that I'm going to be taking home, and I'm going to have a lot of seeds to give away. Basically a lot of seeds to give away. They're sending me with a lot of stuff, some books that are going to be signed by Jared and Emily, their cookbooks and their heirloom gardening books. I've got a few whole seed catalogs to give away and a whole bunch of seeds that I'm going to be marking up some packages. So that's really cool and exciting. I'm going to have that stuff coming out soon. Don't poke the bear. What offer are you talking about? About free? No, free shipping is still going. It's every order now. Like it's not like a special offer or a coupon code. The website says it on the top. Like you get free shipping no matter what. How long do the seeds last before you have to throw them? I watched Luke, M.I. Gardner, do some videos it might have been a year or so ago. He found some old seeds in a shadow box. That were 87 years old, I think, 82 years old, 80 something years old. And he germinated those seeds and grew them. And he has actually now basically resurrected the genetics of this old tomato from the grave. I mean, like it was just completely lost. And some 87-year-old seeds. Of course, he, soaked them and did all of these things to make sure they would germinate. But I've got seeds that I've had for 8-9 years that I'm still growing, and I don't do anything super special I don't store them in the freezer. I don't do anything like that. And they still grow. So, oh, sweet Maya. Thanks, my love. Jeremiah's literally in the next room, and I'm watching him comment. So, somebody asked about the catalog. This is the paid catalog. This is more like a magazine. It's got all of the varieties, but there's a lot more information about each one. Oh, this is the purple pak choi. This is one I'm definitely going to get and grow. Isn't that neat? So this one has articles and all of that. And then they also have a free catalog, which is smaller, and you can request that and they'll send it wherever. And they're starting to ship them right now. I think I've seen some pictures that some people have already gotten their whole seed catalogs. And so I'm sure the free catalogs will be going out here just in the next, few days. They just finished them. They literally just sent them to be printed on the 9th. And now they're all rolling out. There are pallets of these. There are like 17 pallets of these catalogs. They're absolutely everywhere. It's one of my favorite things. And this was just like a little thing that tickled me. But we're going all around the grounds. They have I don't remember how many greenhouses. I think 6 or 7. Maya, do you remember how many greenhouses it was? 6 or 7 greenhouses and 3 big warehouses. I mean, there are so many seeds. I cannot impress upon you how many seeds are in this place. Bags and buckets and, the long boxes full of packages, just their seeds absolutely everywhere. But my thing that I loved are that the fact that there's actually fruit everywhere and vegetables that are drying out to save the seeds, like hanging from the rafters, big buckets laid out, like everywhere you go in these warehouses and these different places. Even areas that are just purely work areas, offices and all that stuff, there's just stuff, there's fruit laying around for the seeds to be saved. And I was like, this is so real. that this is really what they're doing. This is a real seed movement. This is a real food movement. And it's just what happens in my kitchen, because in my kitchen throughout the summer and fall, there are always things laying all over. If you've ever been to my house, you've seen like windowsills, the top of the refrigerator, the top of the dehydrator, the table. There's stuff laying out. That's just where you're growing food and saving seeds, that happens. And it's here too. It's all over in their offices and their warehouses in this really big place. I think that's funny. Ben and Andrea, I don't know which one of you guys I'm talking to, but VW Family Farm said, what plants are you going to be selling from Baker Creek at the April meetup? So VW Family Farms are our friends that live local to us. They're Arkansans as well. And we are getting together to host a one day meetup. It's not going to be like a conference so much, but more just like a gathering, get together, and we're going to have a plant sale. I am also going to be opening my farm for about 2 days in the spring. It's probably going to have to be for appointment only because I can only park about 15 cars at our property. But I'm going to be selling plants at the plant sale and possibly if I have anything left over at our farm. But the plant sale is going to be like first dibs on that. And they asked what plants I'm going to be starting. I'm going to be starting a gross amount of tomatoes. I'm talking like I may end up starting like 200 tomato varieties, like just everything. I'm just going to start all of them because even if I don't plant them, somebody's going to want to. And so I'm just going to start all the tomatoes. I'm going to start a lot of eggplants, a lot of, I probably will really focus on tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers because I know, and then if I have extra room, then I'll start, the cucumbers and the squash and all of that. But those things grow so well from seed. And so I'd really like to start the stuff that people who don't have a greenhouse can really benefit from. So just tons of varieties of tomatoes, eggplants, and peppers. Here's just a little stack of tomato seeds. Here's some orange banana seeds, Wild Boar Farms pink boar. I got some red fig seeds, Missouri pink love apple. Sounds interesting. Solar flare. That's another Wild Boar Farms. Pink Berkeley tie-dye. This is one of my favorites. Gold Rush currant. See what else. I got so many seeds yesterday. It's just silly. And a lot of them I'm going to get to give to you guys. Mushroom basket. Baker Creek is actually talking about sponsoring our meetup in April. And so I don't know exactly what that's going to entail, but I bet there's going to be fun stuff for the people who come for sure. Do all plants grow in the same pH soil? Nah, I don't know. I mean, like I have not babied the pH too much, but I've always grown stuff that grows fairly alkaline. I know there are certain things like blueberries that like a really acidic soil. There are certain things like strawberries that taste better if you get the pH right. So a lot of stuff does just fine in just real basic alkaline soil. So did you get your box from me? Remind me what was in it. I haven't gone to the P.O. box in just the last couple of days, but if you remind me, well, I guess if you remind me what was in it and I haven't got it yet, then the surprise will be spoiled. I have to look whenever I get home. I'm not sure. A seed junkie. Oh my God, I know, me too. I felt so validated as a person walking into a warehouse full of seeds. I turned to Jeremiah. I was like, my seed collection is not obscene. And he was like, this does not justify doubling it. And I'm like, yes, it does. It totally does. What kind of eggplant will you be planting? I'll definitely plant Antiqua and Black Beauty. Gosh, I wish I could find the eggplants in here. I don't know. I got a handful of eggplants yesterday, and I'm going to be looking for some more today. But there's a mix called Fingers that I really like. I don't even know if they still sell that one. Casper is really cool. Natasha Snyder said, will you be starting your Facebook group soon? I'm actually thinking I'm going to start the Friends of Roots and Refuge Farm Facebook. Yes, I'm going to get that started soon. I've got to figure out moderators for it because I don't think I can handle it totally. And honestly, if people act like jerks, they just won't be able to be in the group anymore. But I want to have a place that people can come and share their gardening photos and ask their questions and all of that. And someone else brought up a really cool idea that I'm thinking about. It might be after the new year, after the holidays, before I get it started. But someone was talking about doing a more intensive like format to be able to do like Bible studies. And I think maybe a Facebook group would be a cool place for that, to be able to do like lives for Bible studies. I'll still always do devotionals. Look at this sweet little angel. Isn't he beautiful in the morning?
I look the same all the time.
I know. I like how you look. So yeah, I'm thinking of maybe like just like an encouragement group or something. So that's kind of just in the works as far as all of this in my thoughts. Am I on Instagram? Yes, I am. It's Roots and Refuge. Let me just type it in there. What were you going to say, baby?
I was going to say, do you want to show them the box of stuff that we're kind of giving a lot of it away?
I've started to pull some of it out.
No, I want to show them like all of it.
Mike said you're at Kathy's house. Yeah, Mike. Okay, hold on one second before you do that. Before you sidetrack, I want to respond to this. Okay, so Mike Dixon, the Fit Farmer, he came and did a bunch of interviews here at Baker Creek. When was it, Mike? Like a month and a half or two ago. And I walked in last night and I looked at Kathy and I was like, oh yeah, I've met her. And I was just talking to her and all that stuff. And I assumed I'd met her at the expo. But after a minute, I realized I had never met her before. I just watched her on Mike's videos. So I got to experience what you all experience when you meet me. And you're like, I really feel like I know you. Because I really thought I had met this woman, but I hadn't. I just watched her on YouTube. You were going to talk about this?
Yeah, this corn. So we went to the restaurant here, and they had made hot tea out of this corn. I do not understand the process, but it was delicious.
Yeah, it was really good. It had clove and cinnamon.
Yeah, it tasted like Christmas.
It was Jeremiah.
And it was black.
So their restaurant here is vegan. It is amazing. It's a seed to table vegan restaurant. And yesterday we had this shepherd's pie with like mushrooms and onions and lentils. It was so, so good. And of course, I have spent significant amounts of time in my life as a vegetarian and as a vegan. Jeremiah, not so much. And so it was a little bit of adventurous eating, and he ate all of it. He had a happy plate. It was so good.
I didn't want to be rude.
You liked it, didn't you? You said you really liked it. Yeah, but he ate all of it. I was really proud of him. He used to be such a picky eater. We call him a reform.
Yes, we did have the ice cream. It was also good. Which we have a local creamery in Little Rock called Lolly.
Yeah.
And they do a lot of like coconut cream, ice, milk ice creams and things like that. So I was actually pretty familiar with non-dairy ice creams already.
It was really good.
It was on par with that creamery, but I mean, it was good.
I just love y'all. You're so sweet. You're vegetarian. Johnny said I'm vegetarian and trying to avoid soy. God, that's so hard to do. Like, that's one of the things that like drove me crazy whenever I didn't eat meat, was how much soy people leaned into. Like, honestly, for me, whenever I was, and I've done the vegan thing and the vegetarian thing. And honestly, like, I end up just eating just truly tons and tons of vegetables, because I'd never liked like the meat, like the, faux meats and all that stuff. I was just like, this is so processed, because you give up meat and you don't want to start eating just a ton of processed food. That's still not good for you. So,
chickens usually lay about once a day.
Yeah, or like some are more like 4 or 5 times a week. So
yeah, but like a production, you can pretty much count on them.
Natasha Snyder said, "I've moderated numerous groups. If you need help, count me in." I would absolutely appreciate your help on those groups.
You probably need to write her name down.
Yeah, no, I know who Natasha is. She comments quite a lot, so I remember her name. But I will write it down here just in case, so I can message you. Yeah, I think that doing the Bible study group would be a really cool thing, that we could just have a private group that I still will always do my devotionals to the same capacity that I do now. I don't ever, like, people ask about Patreon and different groups. My thing, and the reason why I haven't done any of that, is because I've really been trying to get this established. And I never wanted to take away what I offered just to YouTube in order to do it on a side thing, even the areas where you get paid to do it, because I wanted to put this out first because I just felt called to do this. So I wanted to make sure I was doing it well. But I really do think that we could create some communities and like Facebook groups. So
how many days until the quail hatch?
They're going to hatch on, I think it's the 23rd.
So like not very
or the 24th. What is this day?
20th.
Today's the 20th already?
Yeah, yesterday was the 19th. 20 comes after 19.
Dang.
20th. There you go.
Phooey. I got to move those eggs down tonight. Yes, we're doing fruit trees next year. We're going to get them all up. Madison, send me a message on Facebook if you don't mind. If you guys are interested in helping with moderating and stuff, send me a message on Facebook.
Jer here at Baker Creek, the owner, is actually we had a really good conversation yesterday. He's sending us home with a type of orange tree that's hardy that
grows in our area.
He said it's more of a bitter, good for like juicing and like ice cream flavors, but he said he's had very good success planting it outside in Missouri. So I'm excited about that.
We're really excited. So when am I going to do the plant sale? Oh gosh, I don't know if VW Family Farms is still on here. What day did we decide was going to be our gathering? It's going to be at the beginning of April. I think it's the 7th, but I need to look real quick. Let's see. No, that's a Sunday. So I think it must be April 6th is the day that we're going to do the gathering. And that's whenever we we'll have the plant sale as well. What has been your favorite part of Baker Creek? Mike Dixon. Oh, I think the people. I think really getting to see, and Mike, because you're just here, the community of this place is really cool. It's so rich. These people really care about each other. They are, the family feel is just amazing.
April 6th, is that what we talked about?
Yeah, I think April 6th is what we talked about. Oh, yeah, that's them. Yeah, it's April 6th. So the community is really neat. The way that people are with each other is really, really neat. And I've always loved Baker Creek because honestly, their seeds are just amazing. Like I've never gotten seeds from them that didn't grow what the package said. I've never gotten anything that just didn't germinate. And from other seed companies I've gotten packages where I've started 20 seeds and not a single one of them came up. And that is so frustrating and deleted. I mean, it's so frustrating. And I read something there. I can't read and talk at the same time. That's so frustrating and discouraging because you're like, I just paid for this. I was anticipating it. A lot of times once you've sown it and it doesn't come up, it's too late to put something else in that spot or, start things on the same time schedule. So Baker Creek's always been my go-to because I know they have really good seeds, but coming and meeting the people behind it, I knew they were awesome because they've been so kind to me. Whenever Maya's mom died, they sent somebody down to bring me flowers from their garden. And my friend Jessica, she's my friend now. I met her through working with Baker Creek, but we're actually friends now. She and her husband drove 8 hours, and Baker Creek sent them down here, an 8-hour round trip to bring us flowers and some seeds to cheer me up. I mean, that's just like, you can't companies that don't care don't do stuff like that. So that's really absolutely amazing. So let's see. Oh wow, there's 1,000 people watching this. That's a lot.
Freaking nuts. I'm like, what is happening?
Good morning, guys.
I think I need to go back to the bed. Oh yeah, so I wanted to show everybody this. This is what they gave us to pass on to you. This box is full for
giveaways.
Yeah, these are 2019 seeds.
Yep.
For giveaways. Look at that.
So you guys are going to be having some opportunities to get some of these. I'm going to be putting some of those in my. I'm going to be beefing up my packages for my people who won the seed collection, and then also I'm going to be doing some giveaways on YouTube and
Did they
on
give us
Instagram.
Some catalogs to give
I already told them about that. Okay. I got catalogs, some signed books, and Do I have the cookbook from Baker Creek? I just got it yesterday. And it's a vegan cookbook, but if the restaurant was any indication of how good that is, it is really going to be a really great resource. So, there's lots of new people popping on. Hello, everybody. Thoughts on Monsanto? Should we be worried?
We're not excluding Canada, are we? We'll figure out how to get it.
No, I'll figure out. As long as Canada doesn't mind me sending seeds to Canada, then I don't mind including those people. I always tell people when I give away seeds to be mindful of your border control and what your country allows, because we don't want them wasted, but I'll let people enter. I'll try to send them, like if but I'd hate to send them to a place that they're just going to get thrown away. I know I have a friend that lives in Chile, and she does not, you can't send seeds in to them. So, Monsanto, I'm going to do a pretty extensive video educating the home gardener on what they need to know about GMO and heirlooms and hybrids and all of that stuff, because there's so much misunderstanding about that. And there's also so much ignorance about it. What I will say, because I think we can get to the place of this awful corruption is going on and focusing on it so much that we don't take responsibility for what is actually within our control. And for me, I think the biggest thing that you can do in response to the knowledge of how corrupt the big agricultural business is in a lot of ways is you can support companies like this one or other small businesses that are moving along the heirloom movement, and you can put your money there. You can help keep these places in business. You can bring awareness to this. You can grow these things. So many people don't understand about heirlooms and how many varieties have been lost just in the last 60 years since food wasn't shipped like it is now 60, 70 years ago. That's just an unheard of thing. And so in shipping food, varieties that shipped well and hybrids that shipped well is what has become the norm. You go in the store and you see 3 or 4 varieties of tomatoes, but whenever you open this catalog, there are hundreds and hundreds of varieties of tomatoes, but some of these you've probably never even seen before because they don't ship well. If you've ever grown heirloom tomatoes, you pick them off the vine and you've got maybe 3 days before they start to really lose their prime. And so I think that, yes, there are some scary things going on. Yes, there's some corruption going on. And I won't get my preach on totally right now, but it's not a big surprise that there's corruption going on. Our world is broken. And honestly, I believe, and this is just my faith coming into it, I believe that as kingdom people that we can stand up for what's real by what we put our money and our time into on a daily basis. So that's kind of where my stance on that is. I think that we have to affect change in our own area of influence. So
my stance on that is I agree with you, but also we are less into talking down the issue. So for example, we're not going to be bashing Monsanto or any of them and being like they're the devil and they're out to kill all your seeds. But you can combat that just as effectively by educating on the good stuff. So I understand that there's, lots of things going on, and the best way to really help people
and it is bad
shift their mindsets. It is. But the best way to get people to shift their mindsets is not fill it with all the bad and give them to be fearful, but give them hope. So you educate them on how to grow and what seeds to get and how to provide your own food. And, and then it's like an encouragement rather than a fear-based thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody said, would you do a video on how long it takes to grow different veggies? Absolutely. Those are great. That's a great idea. Good. Grandma Rose. You guys, Grandma Rose, I love you. Grandma Rose is a wealth of knowledge. She just commented, Grandma Rose's Homestead. If you don't follow her, go give her a follow. She said she's going to do a video educating people about GMOs. I'm sure that will be a very, very educating video. Grandma Rose, I think I have this right, served a career in botany and has just an incredible amount of knowledge when it comes to that stuff. So you guys go give her channel a follow so you can make sure that you catch her video, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of information.
We have not nailed down or decided what the giveaway rules.
Yeah, I don't have all that out yet. They're just giving me all the stuff that I'm going to give away, and then I'll probably do that over the next month or so on Instagram and I have another giveaway on Instagram coming up that I probably need to do first for Boggs boots. So I'll be running that. Thank you guys. I know a lot of people are hopping off because they got to get to work and stuff. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate that. let's see. I was gonna talk about one more thing. Oh, somebody said we're at almost, or we are at 57,000. Are we at 57,000 yet?
Yeah, we're just past 57.
Yeah. So somebody commented about that. So I made it when I had like 3,000 subscribers. My kids were getting really excited that I was getting into YouTube, and they were like, "Mom, basically, what does this mean for us?" And they were just super pumped. And they said, what are we going to do to celebrate when you get to 100,000 subscribers? And I told them then at 3,000 subscribers, I was like, I don't know, we'll go on vacation or something. We've never done a big family vacation. It's always been like, we've gone camping once, we've gone to like family reunions, but we've never just gone. We went to Virginia for the Homesteaders of America. That was like a family trip for us. That was one of the few that we've ever made. And somebody said, or my kids were like, Mom, we should go on a cruise, which my kids have never been on anything like that. They've never been on like a real vacation before that wasn't just like a small road trip, which was still a real vacation. But they've never been on an extravagant vacation, I guess I should say. And so I haphazardly told my kids whenever I had 3,000 subscribers that when I hit 100,000 subscribers, I would book a cruise for our family. And I kind of forgot about it. Like they've said it, and I've been like, well, we recently had this big burst. Well, when we rolled over 50, my kids are like, we're over halfway there. And I'm like, oh God, we're going to have to book a cruise. Because I said I would. I didn't know it was going to happen this fast. I thought I had more time. Yeah. I'm not complaining. I'm very excited, but it's just like.
No more good videos. We need to take it down a notch.
Quit.
We need to slow down.
I thought it was just really funny. So my children are like, every time we roll over another 1,000, they're like 1,000 closer, or 1,000 closer, and I'm just like, okay. I told them that I will book it, so it'll have to be a little ways out because we gotta pay for it too. So, yeah, and my kids will not let me forget it. It's Tamara Butterworth says, you can take me, I'll be your babysitter. My sister-in-law's already like grabbed hold of that one. She's like, I'll go and babysit the kids. So thank you, Roy. That's really sweet. So I think that is hilarious. My kids are not going to. Wendy Smith, the type of boots I received, they're Bogs.
They're American made.
It's a company that makes all their stuff in the U.S. It's one of the few that still do. And
I've traditionally always gotten muck boots, but I'm going to try Bogs.
Yeah,
because honestly, my muck boots haven't held up to.
Yeah, we've been through about 8 different pairs of muck boots over the years between us and the boys. But Bogs, they sent me those, and they're also giving me 2 pairs to give away on Instagram. I may see, actually, since I know several people have told me they don't have Instagram, I may see if Bogs minds and maybe give one on Instagram and one on YouTube. That might be a good way to handle that, so that you guys can have an opportunity to win those if you don't have.
I'm actually going to get a pair. We're going to buy a pair for me.
For him.
I'm going to try them out. I've never actually owned a pair of Bogs for a male size. It's always been Jessica.
Yeah, I've had Bogs for a while. I really like them. VW Family Farm said we'll go on the cruise, and Lane and Emily can play with the kids. Oh, we would be excited.
That's a good idea. So if you guys reach what, 25,000, you have to go also.
Let's. Hope said size 10. Jess,
actually, you know what? I'm gonna tell your kids that you guys need to go on a cruise too, so that way they don't let you forget it.
Yeah, they can join in with our kids and making sure that happens.
Who wants to go on a cruise by themselves? Then you have no one to hang out with.
You have me, my love.
Yeah, I know
that. I'm such a clingy wife. It's a joke. It's a joke in our family about how clingy he is. Like, I'll call Jeremiah during the day, and he'll be like, "Did you need something?" Jeremiah's real like. He's very task oriented, and so he is not like super social when he's being task oriented. And so I'll call him and be like, "Hey, baby." He's like, "Hey, baby, did you need something?" And I'm like, "Oh, I think I just wanted to hear your voice."
I think I just habitually called you because I wanted to hear your voice. And I'm like, I just completely derailed the next 30 minutes of my job.
He's so kind to me, though. You love me.
Unless it's in the morning. You try to hold me accountable for things I say before I'm actually awake.
Yeah, no, I just don't talk to him before he's awake. can you make a video about brands of gardening equipment and things that are manufactured in the U.S.? That's a great idea.
We actually almost did that video towards the end of the last gardening season, and it just didn't.
I just ran out of time.
We ran out of time and didn't get it done, so that's definitely coming. We have some things that we enjoy.
All right, so it is 7:35. We've got to get ready. I literally got on YouTube Live before I even wash my face.
What time is it?
It's 7:35. Yeah, we have to be up there because they're going to start filling orders at 8:30, and I want to get some video of how their system works. It is so cool. I'll just tell you real quick because it's so exciting. But they have this holographic. What is it?
Holographic projectors. So they go to fill an order. They punch in, the order comes in online. Actually, I don't know who it was. They may be on here. They may not be. But one order came in late yesterday, and the guy that designed the system filled it with us videoing it and watching it. So someone, if you guys ordered yesterday sometime, literally the order came in 3 minutes before, and he punched it into their system, and it lights up these numbers, right? So let's say
shine on the boxes.
That shine on the boxes. So let's say they ordered one kind of this tomato, and then whatever the rest of the order was, it puts a number projected over the box. So when you go to pick it, you just walk down and grab the number.
Yeah.
So if it's one of these, you grab one. If it's two, you grab two. And you just walk down this huge row of seeds, just picking everything that the numbers have. And you throw it on this conveyor belt, and then it scans it. 60, this scanner takes 60 pictures a second, and it scans it and then removes the number. And it's wild. You're going to see it in a video. It's too hard to really explain.
Yeah.
But our video is going to have their picking line in it for sure. And it's impressive.
Yeah.
If you guys are tech or engineer, if those are any of the things that interest you, how things are done or designed, this is going to be an interesting
What's
video.
the guy's name that?
David.
Okay, so Jeremiah made a friend, and they bonded over Ethernet cable and Star Trek.
Yeah, he's got all of his cables behind the picking system with these not cattle panels, but metal grates and stuff to keep everything up and safe. And he's like, "Look, it's my Jeffries tube," and I'm like, Star Trek.
That's funny. So thank you to my moderators, Willow Creek Homestead. I see that Trish got on here and started helping moderate, and also Inside Kate's Kitchen jumped on and started moderating for me in the beginning. I did this impromptu live without any moderators, which is kind of a brave thing to do because I was hoping that I was awake before the trolls. But thank you two so much. You guys go give Willow Creek Homestead and Inside Kate's Kitchen a follow and tell them thank you. Without people stepping up and moderating these videos, I would probably be too chicken to do them because trolls hurt my feelings. So I'm going to have to cut this off. I could talk to you guys all day. Sylvia, Mansfield, Missouri is where I'm at, or Baker Creek. See, I can just keep talking. So I need to end this because I got to go brush my hair. And we have to go make more videos of Baker Creek today. If you're watching this not live and you have any questions, throw them down in the comments below, and I will, maybe I'll see them while I'm still here, and it's something that I can catch on video. Was there something you needed to address before?
No, I'm just laughing at people who said they don't feel sorry for me. It's nice to have a woman who just wants to hear your voice.
Tell him you too.
Sassy little thing.
I love you guys tremendously. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a very...
Oh, wait. Hold on quick second. We can announce this real quick. We are going to be doing regular lives Sunday at 7. Starting Eastern.
No, not Eastern. Central. 8 o'clock Eastern.
Right.
We're going to start doing lives.
Next Sunday.
We're going to start next Sunday?
Yeah.
So we're going to start doing lives weekly. And they're going to be exactly 1 hour. There's another channel that does them in the next hour. We're going to keep ours right at an hour, so it is a little easier on our kids and our moderators. But yeah, so we want to start doing weekly live question and answer. You guys have asked for that tremendously. And so 7 p.m. Well, I got on it before 7 a.m. this morning. This was me being a morning person and wanting to talk.
I'm not committing to this.
It'll be 7 p.m. So
enjoy Turkey Day. I'm going to, because Jessica's an amazing cook. So y'all have fun.
And we will have these videos about Baker Creek up in the next couple of days. And I'm thinking I might do something really pretty sharing our Thanksgiving. So anyway, I got to go.
Bye.
I love you guys. We bless you. We bless you. We bless you. Until next time.